What if the monster from your worst nightmares didn't just stay in your dreams, but actually broke through into the real world? In 1994, long before Scream redefined meta-horror, visionary director Wes Craven brilliantly reinvented his own franchise with Wes Craven's New Nightmare. This isn't just another slasher sequel. It is a chilling psychological trip where the fiction becomes terrifyingly bleeding-edge real. The movie takes a bold, metafictional approach. The original cast and crew, including Heather Langenkamp, Robert Englund, and director Wes Craven himself, play fictionalized versions of their real-life selves. Heather, iconic for playing the ultimate final girl, Nancy Thompson in the original 1984 film, is now living a peaceful life in Los Angeles with her husband, Chase, and young son Dylan. But things quickly turn dark. Heather begins experiencing severe earthquakes, bizarre phone calls from a creepy voice, and terrifying hallucinations. Even worse, the legendary Freddy Krueger is changing. No longer the campy, wisecracking killer from the later sequels. This new incarnation of Freddy is darker, sharper, wears a trench coat, and has a blade-fingered mechanical glove that looks entirely organic. Wes Craven calls Heather with a disturbing revelation, a primordial, ancient entity, an evil spirit that used Freddy's image to stay contained, has broken free. Because the film franchise has officially ended. And now, it wants out. The horror hits a devastating peak when Heather's husband, Chase, falls asleep at the wheel while driving home, falling victim to the entity's twisted grasp. Left alone to protect her deeply troubled son Dylan, Heather watches in horror as Dylan begins sleepwalking, drawing haunting pictures of Freddy, and talking to an imaginary friend. Doctors and babysitters think Dylan is suffering from trauma or psychiatric issues. But Heather knows the truth. The ancient entity is targeting Dylan to bridge the gap completely into our reality, using the child's belief and fear as a doorway. When the entity kidnaps Dylan, Heather realizes she has no choice. To save her son, she must step back into the role that made her famous and face her greatest nightmare once and for all. Not as an actress, but as a mother fighting for her child's soul. Heather tracks Dylan down to an eerie, nightmarish realm that mirrors the boiler room aesthetic of the original movies. In a frantic, high-stakes showdown, she rescues Dylan and manages to drag the terrifying entity down into a blazing furnace, destroying it in the fire and closing the portal between worlds once and for all. When it's over, Heather finds a copy of the actual movie script on her bed, written by Wes Craven, detailing everything they just survived. It's a brilliant, mind-bending masterpiece that completely subverts expectations and proves why Wes Craven was a true master of horror.